Hey everybody, Rachel here with Givebutter. Thanks for joining for another success story from the Givebutter community. Today we are featuring Facing Homelessness. Recently, this organization held a live stream event that raised over $144,000 on Givebutter for its life-changing program, the Block Project. And that's above and beyond their $120,000 goal. If you are looking for a successful fundraiser that uses live stream or the team fundraising format or all the above, this one is going to be so helpful for you. I have Berns here with me, who's going to share how they made this event so successful, as well as tips, tricks, and lessons learned. Berns, thanks so much for joining us and sharing your success.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So to start, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and a little bit more about Facing Homelessness?
Thanks, Rachel. Yeah, so my name's Berns, and I'm in charge of construction of the Block Project. This fundraiser was catered towards the architecture, engineering, construction community. As I've been involved building every single block home, I had the closest proximity to that community, who's responsible for providing almost 3/4 of funding for the Block Project. Facing Homelessness began almost a decade ago as a storytelling nonprofit, pretty much. The founder of Facing Homelessness found that the stereotypes that people commonly have of people living outside wasn't matching up to the people that he was meeting. And so he started a Facebook page sharing people's stories and beautiful black and white images of folks living outside, and quickly amassed almost 50,000 followers of Facebook on from the Seattle community and beyond the United States and around the globe, to hear and see these beautiful stories of people living unsheltered. The mission evolved with the following over time, and it's all about proximity. A saying that we share all the time is, the closer you come, the more you feel, the more you feel, the more you'll act. And we think that we found that the challenge to homelessness is just in the matter of proximity. If community all stepped closer into homelessness, or to greet and understand people living outside, then a healthy community wouldn't allow it to exist. And so as the mission evolved over time, the Block Project became born. And it's the ultimate expression of coming closer when we invite people living outside to become our neighbors. The Block Project is a model where we're building tiny homes in people's backyards all across Seattle. Our tiny homes are much more sophisticated than many, tiny home village sheds that exist around the country. Our homes have plumbing with a kitchen and a bathroom, are built with the most sustainable materials you can imagine, and they're self-sufficient units and have 10 solar panels. They're really sweet, really dignified homes. We've built 10 homes to date, and this fundraiser was responsible for growing our block home portfolio by 50% to build another 5 homes this year.
Wow, that's incredible. Thank you for the important work that you are doing. And with this fundraiser, let's just dive in. I know you said your purpose was to increase by 50%. Walk us back to when you knew you were going to start fundraising for this event using live stream in the team format. How were you thinking through that in the beginning?
Yeah, so this was our 4th AEC fundraiser,
Okay.
architecture, engineering, construction fundraiser. And when we had a fundraiser last year, at around the same time, it was just in the wake of the pandemic, and it was terrifying because at that time we didn't really know what was about to unfold with COVID-19. Being that we're working the architecture, this is an AEC fundraiser, job sites were shutting down. No one had any idea, from the designers to the builders, what was going to happen. So we had to the first 2 years of the fundraiser were in person, really great live events where our various team leaders, some other people call them team captains, would compete with one another to hit a certain minimum goal. And it created this amazing competitive spirit that really helped bring in lots of funds for the Block Project. we couldn't do that in 2020 because we couldn't be in person. So we did a virtual fundraiser, but it was nothing like this year what we did on Givebutter. It was run on another platform called Classy, and we didn't have any pre-recorded content or any live stream uh, uh, content. And so we had to drastically cut our goals, and it turned out to be a successful event, but we were originally targeting to raise about $120,000. We reduced that goal to $50,000. We ended up raising 90. Sweet. That was the
Yeah.
best we could do in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Going into this year, we knew we had to take it to the next level, knowing that we still couldn't get together in person. And so Givebutter seemed like a really simple, great platform that was really easy for team leaders to come up with their own landing pages, and it seemed like the right platform for pre-recorded content and live streaming an event. And so we knew that we wanted to run a live event no longer than an hour because of Zoom fatigue and everything else that people are
Real.
going through. And we knew that trying to capture it all live might be pretty daunting for the participants to get prepared for. Although we love putting that organic energy out there, we knew we needed to do some pre-recorded content. So yeah, we ended up sharing about 25 minutes of pre-recorded content and about 3 months leading up to the event, Facing Homelessness had the team get together and just really brainstorm what do we want to share to promote the heart of what we're doing at Facing Homelessness and the Block Project, and came up with some concepts. Fortunately, we have a very talented team of folks that know how to interview people really well and facilitate meaningful conversations, and have some great people that know how to take photos and do production and editing, and spent about 3 weeks pre-recording content, and that helped us get to where we're at, or helped us create some good promotional pre-recorded content that could be shared not just at the live stream but after the event too.
So smart. Yeah, from a marketing perspective to recycle some of that good content. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here because I know people are at the edge of their seat wanting to see this beautiful campaign that we're talking about. And for everyone who's following along, if we're going to link below so you can take a look at Facing Homelessness's page, and you can actually still watch the entire live stream if you're looking for inspiration. I know I loved even just the intro, the music and the black and white images, a nod to your, as you were saying before, the history of your organization. I thought just even that was so clever and inviting. And as you go down, you can see your teams with the different logos. I thought that was a really good idea. A lot of times we see team members with just like the leader's face, but love that you have the logos here that made it really identifiable. And your story section, I mean, don't even get me started on this piece. It's just gorgeous. It's beautifully written, beautiful images, like you were just saying, specifics about the project, overview about who you are and what you do, what people can expect of this when they support the event. And then, of course, again, just a nod and thank you to all of your partners at the very bottom. So just beautiful, beautiful campaign page. Kudos to you and your entire team. It looks so good.
I guess another element I wanted to throw out there, that this was somewhat of all of our past events have been paddle raisers, and that's helped contribute to the success of this fundraiser, is just to maintain that competitive spirit. And that's why having a live stream was great, because you got to see more of that happening where we couldn't do that so much last year.
So speaking of kind of on that note, what are other tips, tricks, or lessons learned that you have from your first live stream fundraiser on Givebutter?
Ooh, good question. If you haven't done it before, we had a consultant work with us who did over 20 live stream events before, and that was really helpful because just had all the right templates and guides and tools to guide us along as we were building the run of show. We had something that was really easy for the live production crew to manage, and that was seamless. So when you made changes somewhere, it transferred to other places. We ended up going into a production studio, and that helped a lot. If we tried to do it with our own crews and set it up in our own spaces, it would have been really stressful for us. So our easy button was just to spend a little bit of extra money and not have to sweat managing all that. And it turned out to be pretty seamless and really smooth to hire a professional, production studio to help with the live stream.
Mhm. Tip.
Yeah, with any successful fundraising campaign, you need to do your recruitment for team leaders and stuff like way in advance of the campaign, and cultivate those relationships. I think that's really important, and there's always room for improvement for us on that front. Just the more time doesn't hurt, and the pre-recorded content was really great, because we now have lots of videos to share that are gonna, have a return that will pay itself over time. That, yeah, we're not even experiencing the benefits of that yet, but we'll continue to.
Right, right. So true. So don't be afraid to ask for support from partners to pull it off, and work in advance to cultivate relationships with team leaders. Those are great tips. Um, how would you say your experience was using Givebutter for your first ever live stream?
Yeah, it's just really intuitive and simple. uh, you know, I put a little document together to guide team members, team leaders to put their own pages together, and I got no phone calls or emails. It was great. And
Amazing.
that was because of how simple Givebutter is. It's just really simple for other people to follow. There's not too much distracting, design things that make it complicated. So yeah, it worked out great.
Glad to hear it. And for those who are following along that are really excited and inspired by what you do and want to support you, follow you, where can they find you?
That'd be, yeah, thank you. Yeah, if you're on Facebook or Instagram, look up Facing Homelessness. It'll be the best thing on your feed that you see, or you get to witness really heartfelt, genuine stories of people living outside and community showing up. Um, if you're in the Seattle area, definitely check on the Get Involved links on facinghomelessness.org or the blockproject.org's websites. There's tons of really awesome ways to volunteer and get to know and come closer to Facing Homelessness and the Block Project. And yeah, there's obviously donate buttons on those websites too. And even $5 a month, the $1 a month contributions mean the world to us.
Sweet. All right, everybody, you know where to find them. Go follow and donate. Berns, thanks again for joining us and sharing your incredible success in this fundraiser, and even more importantly, for the incredible work that you are doing for your community.
Thank you, Rachel.
And for everybody else who's following along, thanks for joining for another success story. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Givebutter's YouTube channel so you never miss another success story again. We will see you next week. And until then, happy fundraising. Bye, everybody.